Hi guys, this is a 30-minute heart-opening back-bendy flow. It's suitable for all levels, but as always, stay with your breath and stay within a pain-free range. Begin on your mat in an easy seated position. Bring your hands to the tops of your knees. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose. A nice deep exhale out through the mouth. And then go ahead and close your eyes. So we're just beginning to really ground ourselves in this present moment, taking the time to arrive on the mat. Relaxing the shoulders down the back, away from the ears, allowing the spine to be long and grounding down through the sit bones. Take a moment just to bring your attention to your breath and begin to focus on that breath, letting go of any thoughts. Bring the hands to either sides of the legs. Turn the palms on up to face the sky. Inhale, drink a breath in. Bring those hands up and over the crown of the head. And then bring the hands down through the heart space. Allow them to rest in Namaskar Mudra prayer. Take a moment here just to set an intention for your practice today. Go ahead and interlace the fingers. Turn the palms towards the front of the room. Find length and space in the arms and the shoulders. Inhale, send the hands up towards the sky. Elongate the spine, shoulders away from the ears. Nice neutral space for the head and the neck. On your next exhale, releasing the hands, slowly circle through the wrists as you bring them back down towards the mat. Once again, interlacing the fingers. This time we'll bring the hands behind the back of the neck, the head. Open up the heart space, gaze towards the sky. Exhale and round, tuck the chin, gaze towards the navel. Inhale and lengthen, find a little bit more space. Exhale and round. Inhale and lengthen, gaze up towards the sky. Exhale and round, push the spine towards the back of the room. Inhale to a neutral spine, release the hands. And then bringing the hands behind you, maybe 4 or 5 inches, simply lift the hips towards the sky, push the earth away from you and send that heart up towards the ceiling. Exhale, release, change the cross of the legs and we'll take it to the opposite side. So just lifting the hips, gaze up towards the sky, release the head and the neck if it feels okay. Rolling on over to the hands and the knees, find a tabletop position. Wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. On your next inhale, draw up the belly, gaze up towards the sky. On your next exhale, round the shoulders, tuck the chin, push the earth away. Inhale, find a little bit more length, lengthen through the tailbone. Exhale and round, gaze towards the navel, send the spine towards the sky. Inhale, find length one more time. Exhale and round for cat. And then inhaling back to a neutral spine, tabletop position. Bring the big toes to touch, knees about mat width apart, and then go ahead and send the chest and chin down towards the mat. Hands and forearms also come down towards the earth. Gaze between the fingertips for extended puppy pose. Variation with the knees wide is really nice and heart-opening. So just begin to feel the extension through the spine, beginning to open up that thoracic spine to the upper back as well. Inhaling, return to a neutral spine, tabletop position. Go ahead, send that right foot out behind you, toes pointing towards the mat. Bring the left hand out in front and then on your next exhale, round the shoulders, tuck the chin, knee and elbow to touch. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and round. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and round. Inhale and lengthen and pause and either stay here or catch that right foot in the left hand. Kick the foot into the hand and open up the heart space. Exhaling, releasing the same way you came in. We'll take it to the other side. So left foot comes up and back behind you. Energy through that left heel. Right hand comes out in front. Round the shoulders. Tuck the chin, knee and elbow to touch. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and round. Inhale and lengthen. Drink a breath in. Exhale and round. Inhale and lengthen. And again, you can either stay there or catch the foot in the right hand. Kick the foot into the hand and open up that that heart space. Exhaling, releasing, tucking the toes, just pushing the hips back slightly, getting a nice big stretch here. And then coming forwards and then rounding the shoulders, tucking the chin, coming into a downward facing dog, sending the heels towards the mat. Push the earth away from you and find length and space in that spine, sending the armpits down towards the mat as well. On your next inhale, lifting that right foot up and back, step the right foot forwards in between the hands. Take a moment here just to establish your foundation, then soften the left knee down towards the earth. Bring the hands to that right thigh, interlace the fingers, and just breathe into the hips here. So beginning to just open up the hips a little bit more, breathe into the legs and feel those legs activating. So you're drawing the knees towards each other energetically. Bringing the hands behind the low back and then opening up the heart space towards the sky. Little baby back bend, nice shoulder opener here. You can push the palms together if you need a little bit more. Exhaling, releasing, bringing the hands down, framing that right foot and stepping back to down dog. Taking a moment to clarify your foundation. Inhaling, left foot comes up and back and then step it forwards in between the hands. Once again, taking a moment to establish your foundation, softening the right knee and then bringing the hands to that left thigh. Long spine here, breathe into the hips, maybe push the hips a little bit further down towards the mat if it feels good. Activating the muscles in the legs, drawing those knees energetically towards each other. Bringing the hands behind the low back, interlacing the fingers the opposite way, and then opening up the heart space towards the sky. Breathe into the shoulders here, breathe into the back. Exhale, release, step back, downward facing dog. Coming up to the balls of the feet, wave forwards, high plank pose. Pausing here, and then coming 1 inch forwards. Exhaling around the shoulders and just wave back, downward facing dog. Inhale, wave forwards, high plank. Exhale, wave back through the spine, down dog. One more time. Inhaling, waving forwards, high plank. And then slowly lowering all the way down towards the mat. Bringing the hands out slightly wider than mat width, spidering the fingers, inhale to center. Exhale, release. Inhale to center, then gaze over the right shoulder. Exhale, release. Inhale, gaze over the left shoulder. Exhale, release. Bringing the hands back underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, push up into a high plank, and then exhale, down dog. Take a couple of breaths here. Inhaling, bringing that right foot up and back, stack the hips. So stacking one hip on top of the other, maybe bringing the sole of the right foot down towards the sit bones. Try and keep nice equal weight down through the hands and down through the shoulder heads. Nice big stretch here, push the earth away, send that knee towards the sky. And then exhaling, squaring off the hips first and slowly stepping the right foot forwards in between the hands. Placing the back foot down so it's parallel with the short edge of your mat, rise up, warrior two. Take a moment to establish the pose. You should be able to see your right big toe on the inside of that right knee. Exhaling, turning that right palm over, sweep it back, reverse the warrior, little to no weight in the back hand. Inhale, rise up, warrior two. Exhale, windmill the hands down, frame the right foot, step it back to plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhaling, lifting that left foot up and back, three-legged dog. Again, stacking the hips. Maybe bringing the sole of the left foot down towards the sit bones if that feels good. Keep the spine long. Energy down through the hands. And nice equal level shoulders. On your next exhale, squaring off the hips first, step that left foot forwards in between the hands. Plant the back foot down so it's parallel with the skinny edge of your mat, then rise up, warrior two. Gaze out over those left fingertips. Breathing in. Breathing out. On your next exhale, turning that left palm over, sweeping it back, reversing the warrior. Little to no weight in the backhand. Feel that nice stretch through the left side body. Inhale, rise up, warrior two. Exhale, windmill the hands down, frame the left foot. Step it back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga all the way to the earth. Bringing the hands out in front, forearms out in front, coming to a Sphinx pose. Engaging the upper back, gaze forwards, long spine. And you can either stay here, or if you feel like you need to take it further, you can just raise the elbows up off the earth a little bit. Maybe straighten the arms if it feels good and there's no pinching in that low back. Really push the feet into the mat here as well. And the legs. Exhale, slowly release. Then bring the hands back underneath the shoulders, push up into your high plank. Exhale, down dog. Couple of nice deep breaths. And then inhale, rise up to the balls of the feet. Take a little hop to the top of your mat. Drink a breath in, flat back, and then exhale, unfold, chin to shins. Inhale, flat back, long spine. Exhale, unfold. Inhale, find length, flat back. Exhale, unfold. Inhale, find length, gaze forwards. Exhale, unfold. And then bending the knees and slowly rising all the way up to stand. Hands come up towards the sky when you get there. Gaze at the palms as the thumbs come together. Then exhale, drawing the hands down through the heart space. Bringing the hands to the low back, either face up or face down, feet hip width apart. Send the hips forwards as you send the head, the neck, the chest back, little baby back bend. Only drop the head and the neck here if it feels okay in your body. Inhale, come forwards, and then exhale straight away, come forwards into a forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, hop back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upper dog. Exhale, roll on over the toes, downward facing dog. Breathing in and breathing out. On your next inhale, lift that right foot up and back, three-legged dog. Drop the foot towards the sit bones. And then if it feels good, just feel that foot getting heavier and heavier and heavier until it drops all the way over to the left-hand side. Lift the right hand up off the mat for wild thing. Nice back bend here. Send the chest, the hips towards the sky. Using your core, come into a side plank from here. Lift that right leg up off the left and then step it forwards towards the front of the mat. Inhale, high lunge, crescent lunge, back bend if it feels good. Exhale, bring the hands down, frame that right foot, step it back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upper dog. Exhale, roll on over the toes, downward facing dog. And we'll take it to the opposite side, so lifting that left foot up and back, maybe the foot comes down towards the sit bones. If it feels good, release the foot over to the right hand side, lift the left hand up off the earth, wild thing, send the chest, the hips towards the sky, beautiful back bend, let go of the head and the neck. Slowly rising up to a side plank from here, use your core, breathe. Lifting the left leg up off the right, find length. Engage the core, step the left foot forwards to the top of the mat. Inhale, crescent lunge. Don't worry if there's a wobble. Exhale, bringing the hands down, framing the left foot, step it back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upper dog. Exhale, roll on over the toes, downward facing dog. Come back to your breath. Inhale, gaze forwards, hop to the top of your mat. Drink a breath in and then exhale, unfold. Inhale through a flat back all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, hands come down through the heart space. Slowly coming into a back bend, pushing the hips forwards, releasing the head and the neck if it feels good. Inhale, rise up and then exhale, swan dive forwards. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, hop back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upper dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Rolling on over the toes, maybe stepping the feet forward slightly just to clarify the foundation. Lifting that right foot up and back, three-legged dog. Bring the right foot down towards the sit bones if that feels good. Flip the dog, come into a wild thing, lifting that right hand up off the earth. Beautiful back bend once again. Breathing here. Slowly rising up. And then sending that right leg over to the other side, coming into a rock star. Exhale, release, and we'll meet back in downward facing dog. Taking a couple of breaths here. Lifting that right foot up and back, step it forwards to the top of your mat. Inhale, high lunge, open up the heart, interlace the fingers, bring the hands behind the back of the neck, and then gaze up towards the sky a little bit more. Keep pushing out the back of that left knee and the left heel. Step it back, high plank, exhale, chaturanga, inhale, upper dog, exhale, down dog. Breathing in and breathing out. And we'll take it to the opposite side, so lifting that left foot up and back, bringing the left foot down towards the sit bones if it feels good, flipping the dog, coming into a wild thing, lifting the heart up towards the sky. Engage the core, breathe. Slowly coming out the same way you came in, and then slide that left foot all the way to the right hand side, underneath the right leg, lift the right hand up towards the sky for rock star. Exhale, release, and then meet back in downward facing dog. Lifting that left leg up and back, step the left foot forwards in between the hands. Inhale, rise up, high lunge. Exhaling, interlacing the fingers, and then opening the heart space up a little bit more. Hands come behind the back of the head. Exhale, release, frame that left foot, step it back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga, roll on over the toes, up dog. Roll on over the toes, down dog. Inhale, gaze forwards, hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, flat back, exhale and fold. Inhale through a flat back all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, bringing the hands down through the heart space. We'll bring it to the back of the mat now. We're going to come into dancer's pose from here. So taking a moment just to find a still point in front of you to focus your gaze on. Send the left hand up towards the sky, right hand comes out into a little kind of as if you're holding onto a basket. And then grounding down through the left foot, bring the right foot into the right hand. Find your gaze. Slowly come forwards as you kick the right foot into the right hand for dancer's pose. Breathe here. Nice strong deep breaths, energizing up that back leg, just grounding down through the standing foot. Coming out the same way you came in, slowly release. And then we'll take it to the opposite side. So bringing the right hand up towards the sky, left hand comes out to the side. Grab the left foot from the inside arch. Slowly coming forwards, bringing that left foot into the left hand, kicking the foot into the hand, opening up the chest. Energize up the legs here. Nice back bend, shoulder opener. Keep the gaze focused. And breathe. Exhale, slowly coming out the same way you came in. Inhale, lift the hands up towards the sky. Exhale, unfold. Inhale, gaze forwards, and then walk the hands back into a high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upper dog. Exhale, roll on over the toes, lift the sit bones up and back, downward facing dog. Couple of breaths here, breathing in and breathing out. On your next inhale, lift that right foot up and back, three-legged dog, and then step it forwards to pigeon pose. So the right shin comes forwards to the front of the mat. Bring the left leg behind and just tuck the left toes under until the left foot is in line with the left hip. Release the top of the foot, and you can stay here, fingertips on the mat. Breathe into that left hip flexor. And you can stay there, or you can bend the left knee, bring the left knee into the right hand and push the foot in towards the sit bones. If you want to take it further, just bring the foot in towards the crook of the elbow and maybe take a bind for Mermaid Pose. Breathe into the spine here. Exhale, slowly release without slingshotting that back foot. Inhale, squaring off the hips, find length. Exhale, slowly surrender forwards. Maybe you just stay on the hands, maybe you come to the forearms, maybe use a block underneath your head, or maybe you slide the fingers and the forearms all the way forwards. Try and keep the hips as square as possible in this pose, and breathe into the right hip flexor now. Just be aware of your breath, and notice if any sensations pop up. Take a nice deep inhale, a nice deep exhale, and let something go. Find a little bit of movement here, so on each exhale you're just finding a little bit more space in the spine. Slowly on your next inhale, bring your hands back underneath the shoulders, rise up. Maybe you want to stay there, or maybe you want to cactus out the arms, just open up the heart a little bit more. Slowly step it back, down dog. And then we'll take it to the opposite side. Left foot comes up and back. Step the left shin forwards to the front of the mat. Again, checking that right leg, right foot is in line with the right hip. And then release the top of the foot. Inhale, come up to the fingertips and just breathe into the spine. Maybe you stay there, or maybe you bring the right foot into the right hand. Maybe the crack of the elbow. Maybe you stay there, or maybe you take a little bind with the Mermaid Pose. Hand can either come up and over the head like I showed it in the previous side, or you can just clasp the hands together. This is my not so flexy side, so I'm just honouring the difference in my body and just taking it at a nice pace. Exhale, release without slingshotting that right foot. Inhale, find length, square off the hips. Exhale, slowly surrender forwards. Breathing into the shoulders here, breathing into that left hip flexor. Find length and space. Try and keep the hips as level as possible. If you find that you're shifting to the left hand side slightly here, you can always pop a block underneath the sit bone. Just melting the chest a little bit more on each exhale. Inhale, rise up, hands underneath the shoulders. Again, stay here, or cactus out the arms, open up the heart. Exhaling, placing the hands down, tucking the back toes under, stepping back, down dog. And we'll come down to the knees, send the sit bones towards the heels, take a child's pose. Breathing in, breathing out. You can bring the hands back towards the feet if that feels better for a more restorative pose, or you can keep the hands towards the front of the room. Just allow your mind to settle, let go of any emotions that might have popped up in your practice. Slowly rising up to a seated position, and then just sweeping the legs forwards, coming on to the mat. From here we're going to roll on down to the earth, so make sure you've got plenty of space behind you on your mat. Take your time, use your core. When you get there, just bring the hands up and over the crown of the head. Bring the feet in towards the sit bones, bring the feet to touch, coming into Tabata Konasana, Supine Cobbler Pose. Allow the knees to fall to either side. And just take a moment here, just focusing on bringing the whole of the spine down onto the earth. Allow gravity to do the work with the hips and the knees. Closing the eyes and focusing on your breath. Bringing the knees back to touch, and we're going to take a bridge pose from here. So bring the feet in towards the sit bones, hands come down to the side of the mat. Inhale, lifting the hips up towards the sky. You can either stay here or bring the shoulders underneath slightly, interlace the fingers and just come up onto the upper arms. Breathe here, chin is coming towards the chest. Focus on lifting the hips and energizing the knees towards each other. Nice deep breaths. Exhale, release, slowly come down to the mat. Take a couple of moments just to push the low back into the mat. And then you can either do what we just did, or if wheel is in your practice, you can go ahead and take a wheel by bringing the hands behind the shoulders, fingers pointing towards the front of the mat. Inhale, power up the legs, lift the hips before anything else, and then lift the heart space. Breathe here, maybe step the feet a little bit further in if that feels good. And maybe lift the right leg up towards the sky. Maybe bend the knee, cross the ankle over that left leg. Maybe bring the knee into the chest and exhale, release that foot and take it to the opposite side. So left foot comes up towards the sky if it feels good. Release the ankle over to the right thigh and then bring the knee in towards the chest. It's always fun to play with variations. It's a lot of core. Exhale, release, and slowly come all the way down to the mat. Just take a moment really plugging the whole of the spine into the earth. If there's any pinching in the low back, just try and sit with it and just push it into the mat a little bit more, releasing any tension, allowing your breath to go to where it's needed. And we'll extend out through the left foot towards the front of the room. Bring the right knee and thigh in towards the side waist. Interlace the fingers around that right shin and just pull the knee towards the side waist a little bit more on each exhale. We'll bring the left hand to the right knee and take a little twist. So right knee comes all the way over to the left hand side. Right hand and arm comes out towards the right. Gaze towards the fingertips. Keep the gaze soft. Inhaling, slowly coming back through center and then switching out the legs. So left knee and thigh comes in towards the chest, interlace the fingers, right foot towards the front of the room. Breathe here on each exhale, finding a little bit more space for the hip. Then we'll bring the right hand to the left knee, take the left knee all the way over to the right hand side, supine spinal twist. Gaze out over towards the left fingertips if that feels good, and pinning that left shoulder down to the mat. Gaze is soft. Breathe into the spine. Inhale, slowly coming back to center. Bring both knees to the chest and send the feet up towards the skies. Knees to come towards the armpits for happy baby pose. You can stay in stillness or you can rock side to side if that feels good. Whatever feels good for your body, do that. Working with the breath, letting go of any last remaining tension. And slowly releasing the legs. We'll come into Tabata Konasana once again, so Supine Cobbler Pose. Bring your left hand to your heart, your right hand to your belly. And we'll just take a couple of minutes here in Shavasana. Spine is long. Allow the whole body to feel really heavy sinking into the mat. Slowly begin to bring a little bit more breath and movement back into your body. Stretch the arms up and overhead when you're ready and send the feet towards the front of the room. Make your body as long and as tall as possible. Taking your time, bring your knees into your chest and slowly roll over to the right hand side. Using helping hands and keeping your eyes closed, make your way into an easy seat, Sukhasana. Bring your hands to your heart center. Take a moment just to acknowledge your practice today. Tuck your chin, bow your head to your hands. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me today, guys. Don't forget to subscribe.